So there are three major mistakes that 90% of backyards have, but when corrected, can not only transform the backyard, but they can transform your life. So the first mistake is just making everything flat and not using elevation to your advantage to create interest and make you want to go out to a space. Look at this, guys. An elevated fire pit area. This is what it's all about. You come off this door, you walk out, instantly your eye goes right to it and you want to hang out here. So here is the mistake that we kind of made on this job that I want to make sure that if you're going to do an elevated fire pit, you think about. Say you're out here, you're having a couple drinks and maybe you had a couple too many. Check this out. You can absolutely step off this and kind of take a header. So what we could have done better was pull this bed out and then bring in more soil so that the elevation would come to here. And so you only got about 4 inches to step down versus, I don't know, 16 inches. So work with elevations to bring your eye and draw you out to a space, but also be safe with your elevations. Let's go to the next one. So paver selection is super important, but here's the thing. Spend a little extra money and get good quality pavers. Check this out. These are an incredible paver from Unilock. They are called Beacon Hill. You can look them up. I'll put a link in the description. Go check them out online. Unilock is one of my favorite, absolute favorite products. But what I love about it is the color variation inside these. These are a little bit more expensive than your standard, like say Lowe's or Home Depot, but come on. If you're looking at the square footage and only costs you say another $2 grand to get this quality product, you're gonna spend the money. Here's another fun one for you. Make sure if you're going to do a sailor border, pick something different. Maybe a darker or a lighter and picture frame it out. It's gonna make everything pop and look so much better. Now, here's the one thing that you definitely wanna do when selecting your pavers is, are you going with a brown earth tone scale or are you gonna go to a gray scale? I would say those are the two variations. This house is of a dark gray, kind of a grayish blue, right? So it makes sense to go over to the gray. Am I saying that you can't do earth tones? No, but this seems to go with the vibe and the architecture. So pay attention to the kind of pavers you pick out, spend a little extra money, and make sure it goes with the architecture of the home. Let's go to the next one. So the last thing I want you to look at is the landscaping that's on the outskirts of this beautiful area. Instead of just taking the bed and making it all mulch or all rock, we actually broke it up and created some interest. Check this out. We got our mulch here, we separated with some edging stones, and then we put in a beautiful trap rock. It makes this to another level. It makes your eye like, wow, what's going on there? But here's the really cool part. There's a hidden drainage system inside this. There's a bunch of water that comes from the neighbors. It comes down here and it was going towards the house. So what do? We added a decorative design element to the beds and put a drainage system in to grab all the water. So that is pretty cool. Hey, I got a bonus tip for you. Fire away. All right, so here's the bonus tip that I love. This is such a cool thing to do and it doesn't cost a lot of money. Right underneath here, these are undercap lights. So when you walk outside, it's illuminated at night and it shows the elevated fire pit. You can put these around all kinds of retaining walls and they guide your eye to where you're supposed to go. So consider undercap lights when you are putting in a landscape design, landscape project, whatever. They are so awesome. Yes, yes, yes.
So Bobby came out for an initial consultation and we kind of discussed the look and kind of the vibe of the area and
what we used it for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What we'd be using it for. And within a week we had a package in the form of Google Doc, which I love, is super convenient.
So easy.
And I was able to share it with my wife, and we could just sit there and scroll through, look at the different angled views in the 3D rendering, and also some plan views where we had the planting schedule and lighting schedule and layout. That was just really easy to mark up, make kind of any little tweaks we wanted to do. And then we just got on a Zoom call and went through, and Bobby was able to make the tweaks in real time, in his software, and we ended up with a design that was exactly what we were looking for. And I would say this matches exactly what that design looked like.
Yeah, and Bobby was really also really good about talking about future plans. So we kind of wanted to do our backyard in phases as far as like eventually we want to add maybe a structure or something like that. So he was giving us really good recommendations as far as you know, what to do in the meantime so that it would be easier down the road to make any edits or anything like that, add anything in the future. And so I feel like he really designed for eventually what we want the backyard to be, as well as, you know, what we wanted it for now.